Business cards come in all kinds of different formats and looks. One of the things you may want to consider, considering that aiding and abetting a known fugitive is a felony in most states, go ahead and put it on the back of the card when you hand it to somebody. In my experience, doing so causes the family and friends to encourage the bail fugitive to self-surrender.
Hey guy, why don't you go ahead and let me see your hands? Hey, whoa, 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 dude, it is your world.
In my opinion, one of the best ways to jot down information on the street is by through the use of field interview cards. But here's the plus. A field interview card can also be used as an exhibit in a motion if and when your client, the bail bond company owner, wants to move the court on some technicality.
Before.
I just have a couple questions, man. It's nothing serious.
No, I ain't doing that. No.
Some bail bond company owners use lead sheets when people call in looking to bail somebody out of jail. These lead sheets sometimes have information that is not on the bail application or in the court files. So when you're talking to your bail bond client, ask him, did you take any lead sheets? If so, may I have a copy? Also, if it is legal in your state, see if you can get a copy of the page from the notary journal if the cosigner put up real property. Again, you may find information in the notary journal page that you can get, if it's legal to do so in your state, that isn't in the bail application or in the court files.
More time?
At some point, you're going to have to look under a bed, look into a shower stall, peek around a corner for a bail bond fugitive. My suggestion, if you can, is to pick up something like this. It's relatively inexpensive, and what it is a flashlight on a pole with a mirror. I use this to look under beds, check shower stalls, creep up in attics, and look without committing my head. It's a good piece of equipment. I use it all the time, and I strongly suggest that you look into getting one for yourself.
All right, the next technique we're going to go through is called a kimura. In this position, I just want to reiterate that this is the last place you ever want to be in a street fight, or especially when you have a weapon. In the worst case scenario, you're on your back and the suspect is going for your weapon. First thing you want to do is sit up, control the wrist for a slight second, making sure that your weapon is nice and secure and it's not coming out of the holster. You're going to sit up using this leg on the opposite side of your holster. This leg stays nice and tight to his hip, and you're going to use the leg on the opposite side to push yourself up. When I push myself up, I'm going to use this arm to go cross body, and my ribs should touch his shoulder, just like this. Now keep in mind, this needs to stay tight on the hip to restrict his hip movement. My knee on the other side is tight to his hip and his ribs, and this elbow right here is going to keep his head in place for me. If he starts pushing into me, you want to use this, to keep him in one spot. Now as you can see, he's already pushing into me the way I want him to go. So what we're going to do is you're going to control the wrist. Make sure that your thumb is on the outside. You don't want to grab the wrist in between your thumb and your pointer finger. You want to have your thumb on the outside, just like this. Take your arm, and you're going to interlace it and grab your own wrist. Right here, the same thing, with the thumb clasping, not wrapped around. Now once you do this, you're going to shift your hips back. This leg comes really high and up into practically his shoulder blade, just like this. Okay, now from here, you're going to use the grip you have on his hand to turn, keeping his elbow really close to your chest, so you're using all your momentum. And you're just going to turn until his hand comes off of the weapon. From here, you just want to make sure that you keep it tight, and you're just going to turn with your hips, using very pain compliance force to get him to submit or to roll over. And that's the technique.
It is my sincere hope that you found this video presentation useful, and the information contained within the presentation is something that you're going to be able to put towards your own bail enforcement activities. And remember, the #1 rule is to go home safe. You take care of yourself.